I'm ignored for some reason in every sector for the last 4 months. That's all I've got to say.
Alright, so
Just
listen for a sec.
to do something.
So you're going to be charged with a breach of the order and potentially a charge of threats. We'll go down that route later potentially. What's your reason for breaching the intervention order? You say anything?
I got no more to say. Like I said, I love to speak, but it only gets me hurt.
So you don't have to say anything unless you wish to do so, but whether you say do need to record and given an evidence to understand this.
Yes.
Do you wish to say anything else in answer to potential charges? Do you wish to make a further statement in relation to the matter? So because you're potentially going to be charged with threats, your fingerprints required for the purpose of identification. Your fingerprints may be used in evidence in court. If you refuse to give your fingerprints voluntarily, a police officer may use reasonable force to obtain them. You're not charged with relevant offence within 6 months, or are so charged with charge not proceeded with, or you are not found guilty of offence or any other relevant offence before the end of that period, then the fingerprints will be destroyed. If you are or have been fingerprinted on another occasion under subdivision 30A of the Crimes Act 1958, section 4640 brackets EA of that act may apply to collective destruction of your fingerprints. Basically, this means that if you are or have been fingerprinted by Victoria Police more than once, Victoria Police can keep your fingerprints until the law requires all the sets of your fingerprints to be destroyed. And if there is a time when the law requires all the sets of your fingerprints to be destroyed, they will all be destroyed as a group. Your fingerprints may not be destroyed if you die before the fingerprints are destroyed, are required to be destroyed.
The fingerprints, not the one. I don't really care.
We need to read this out.
I know.
The fingerprints may be used to identify a deceased person, to identify a person that suffered a serious injury, or to identify a deceased person in a criminal inquest or investigation. Do you understand all that information?
Yeah.
You have to comment on any of that information?
Just
Do you consent to giving your fingerprints?
yes. I'd rather just keep it so we don't have to keep doing it. There you go.
We've also got this DNA reward, basically, that we so we've been granted permission to obtain DNA from you after your last conviction. Alright, so I'm just going to read this out to you. So a senior police officer has authorised a DNA profile sample to be taken from you. A police officer may use reasonable force to enable a DNA profile sample to be taken, and in these circumstances, a blood sample will be taken by a medical practitioner or nurse of such assistance as necessary.
Strange to have a DNA. That's why I mentioned, I was thinking in my head, why would I have that? It makes no sense to me. But then I thought about, they are watching my YouTube, and I found a knife, and I did say to the police officer, you might want to check up that, it could be something suspicious about where it was sat, and all that. Maybe that might be connected to why you might need
I just don't get why you
a mouse swap. Hey, does it make sense why you'd need to do one of them? Why would they need to authorise my DNA? Yeah. Unless you've usually raped someone or involved in a murder of some sort, or bashed someone, kind of thing.
So before a DNA profile sample is taken, I must inform that you do not have to answer any questions asked.
I knew it was stumped too, huh? It still makes no sense, it's wasting resources to do so, for no reason. But perhaps they get DNA to check up old things. It's the only thing I could think of. That means they would have to run it through a computer and all that kind of thing. Do they have that kind of thing?
What's that?
My dad comes from England.
Oh, yeah.
I've noticed it. I've got it in because it's recently come out the last 5 years. The orange, the Scottish.
But I've mentioned about YouTube before. And they know about YouTube because someone complains about it, as I talked about. I breached a complaint about posting on YouTube. So if they really wanted to find anything, they just need to look on YouTube. Hopefully they have the right YouTube channel. I mentioned earlier in this clip, that I've skipped most of it, about the YouTube. And I had to unlock my phone and talk about a video. And hopefully they get the right YouTube. They've got the right YouTube. They continue to have the right YouTube, if they look, you know.
Spiritual art, call it spiritual art on here and stuff like that, but I stopped doing it since you threatened me.
Yep, cutting back on all that, with all the issues that it's caused. Mainly the local issues, like this. And false outcomes, attacks behind the scenes. Outcomes that you don't even turn up to. And they get it. If you turn up, nothing happens. If you turn up, they get it. And it's sad that we're hearing all this kind of stuff happening.
Same thing, 10 seconds. When you've done that, this white bit here actually slides down.
Slides down.
Pull that down and fold the little thing here onto a pink pad. There's a pink pad there, you'll see it.
Yeah, I was wondering if that,
Yep, and then slide.
when I slid it down, I was wondering if the other part moved on the inside. It's like, oh, don't touch the pad. Oh, I touched the pad. I was just seeing what slides. Once you've seen something, it becomes a piece of cake. At first, the simple things can be a little confusing because you're checking it out.
Marijuana, and because of, I've got 6 vibrations in the plant, and you don't pull this over because we're on the drugs that day.
Yeah, it's a bad drug test.
Yeah,
And
because
Fleming
marijuana occasionally every now
can
and then.
stick around in my
Yeah, I lost my license.
lungs for a long time. Pop up 2 weeks ago.
What was your middle name again? Was it James?
James, yeah. And I went to court about to talk about that.
Maybe they can get a new test in that area. That's all I've got to say about that one. But you can't get to speak.
You guys, punish people that had marijuana 2 months ago. That's what's happened. And let's just go, it doesn't work and stuff like that.
Now, in my case, I'm not saying it was 2 months ago,
Yeah, so they put me up.
but I didn't have it for a while and I was not stoned, as they would call
I
it.
was just called dangerous. I was dangerous.
Not a dangerous driver, as you see the clip.
Someone in the car. Wasn't it the judge? And we've got nothing to say about it. We just cop it. And I don't even know why I bought it. We're not allowed to do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't even know where I went. Waste my time,
So we
get
talk
yelled
about
at.
it on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. You're pretty active on YouTube.
Yeah, pretty much daily. Talk to the people.
I had to go talk to a copper. Because I went to go, no, not guilty. And they're like, how can you go not guilty? You know what you're doing? Go talk to a copper about the vice. And I did. And he pretty much said that it's come up positive. That's what it is.
Funny how it gets out so much.
You've had marijuana before, right? I did that, but not at that time, like I said, days ago. And the point is about you being stone driving, not about you've had marijuana. That's why I said they should change their ad if it's about that. And how they ruin people's lives by doing such action. They should just be a little more truthful with what they present. And it saves us going to court then if they did that. And I'm like, oh, no, you're going to court. I've had it before, you know what I mean?
Really get the inside of
In
your
the last 6 months, that's how it is here now in Australia, people. Get the truth.
So pull that white cover down.
And if you've had it before,
That should pull straight down.
the more later it is, the more likely you might not get done.
Pad, fold that still.
And the more recent it is, the more likely you could. And the test is pretty faulty. I've talked about the test anyway. You could be off your head and actually get away with it.
Done.
That's how faulty it is. But anyway, they use it.
Give that a second.
They get some fine cash. And in the end, if they keep taking people off the road, they're going to lose out in money and other ways.
Just there's some
When it comes
pain
to
in
the
your
government.
DNA. So just the
Oh,
pad.
so when it changes colours, it knows it's got you.
Yeah, well, it's just got obviously your saliva on there.
If the So why is the church coming to know it's
The pad, I suppose, on the bottom. So if you just pull that back, you'll see there should be a little change in the kick. Yeah, see it on there. So just slide back, yep, in.
So now he's got DNA, not water or something.
Well, it just means there's been contact.
Change colour for what? Do they?
Yeah, okay.
Foam.
It's not drugs, is it?
Yeah. I was thinking more higher for it.
One's in Scotland, and even more basic, just a cotton press.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you want to bring it, we'll put it.
And they're a bit, yeah, not just a cotton.
I've been on YouTube, me finding a knife in when I was doing the spiritual art. I was finding a few things that were starting to
What do you mean by spiritual?
Yeah, I posted up, and then not long after that, it's like someone was watching them planting something in front of you. You know what I mean? They could have done that. That's what I was thinking. Well, how am I starting to find all this shit? Remember me saying that? Got a fan talking to you? Giving you gifts? What is it? Give me a lot of things. But I stopped travelling, so that stopped happening.
Alright, that's the end of the interview. Anything else you want to say?
Well, you'd only get it every now and then. Then it got to a point where I was pretty much finding I didn't go out very often. I was going out less. But then finding every time nearly. And that's it. That was the end of it. Anyway, thought I'd show a little bit about interviews. And then an interview happened and what happened a bit of that day. And a little bit what they do. And what I'm like at an interview. What do you like at an interview? Even after you've been screwed over and fucked up the arse, does it mean you can still go crazy? It doesn't. It all depends, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't never have an excuse to be going off your head, but it'll never really work out properly when you're angry in certain areas. But anyway, have a good one and see you later. And that interview was about breaking a breach, about posting, not allowed to post. Yeah, that's what that one was about. Yeah, they needed to have a chat. And they go, you know why you're having a chat? And I go, yeah. Told them I'm allowed to post certain things. See you later.